Most people live trapped in their fears, excuses, and self-imposed limitations. They complain, procrastinate, and wait for the perfect moment. And meanwhile, life keeps passing by. But you are not here to be like the majority. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a path of transformation. It is the art of forging an unbreakable mind, facing adversity with courage, and taking absolute control of your destiny. Today you will discover the tools that great leaders, warriors, and thinkers have used for centuries to eradicate weakness and awaken an unstoppable force within themselves. This is not about fleeting motivation, it's about discipline, action, and a mindset that can withstand any obstacle. If you're ready to leave excuses behind, confront your fears, and unlock your true potential, then get ready. Because this is not a video for spectators, it is a call for those who are ready to act. 1. Learn to be your own judge, not your worst enemy. The voice in your head can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. We all need to evaluate our actions and recognize our mistakes, but there is a fine line between self-awareness and self-destruction. Excessive self-criticism does not make you stronger. On the contrary, it paralyzes you, fills you with insecurity, and prevents you from moving forward. The Stoics understood that the key was not to punish oneself for every mistake, but to learn from them with objectivity. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors and philosophers, wrote in his Meditations that we must not be slaves to our emotions or let ourselves be carried away by destructive thoughts. If you make a mistake, don't waste time tormenting yourself. Analyze it, learn what you can, and move forward. Imagine yourself as a judge in a courtroom. How would you judge another person who is trying to improve? Would you insult them, humiliate them, make them feel worthless? Probably not. Then why do you do it to yourself? Be fair, evaluate yourself with rigor but also with understanding. This is not about justifying your failures or avoiding responsibility, but about accepting that you are a human being in constant growth. Healthy self-criticism fuels improvement, but self-destruction traps you in a cycle of guilt and fear. The next time you catch yourself drowning in negative thoughts, stop. Ask yourself, is this helping me improve or is it just dragging me down further? If it does not strengthen you, it is useless to dwell on it. Remember, the world is already hard enough without you being your own worst enemy. Change the way you talk to yourself, and you will see how, little by little, you become the strong, disciplined, and resilient person you are meant to be. 2. Master your mind before trying to master the world. The hardest battle is not against the external world, but against your own mind. You can have talent, ambition, and opportunities, but if you cannot control your thoughts, you will be a slave to them. Doubt, fear, and indecision will destroy any chance of success before you even take the first step. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You cannot control what happens around you, but you can control how you respond to it, and that response depends entirely on your mind. Think about this. If you don't train your body, it will be weak and fragile. The same happens with the mind. If you don't train it to withstand adversity, it will become unstable and vulnerable. A small problem will feel like a crisis, a criticism will destroy you, and a failure will make you doubt yourself. But if you strengthen your mind, no storm can bring you down. How do you do it? Start by observing your thoughts. Are they negative? Do they limit you? Most people live trapped in self-destructive mental patterns without even realizing it. The key is to identify those ideas and replace them with thoughts that empower you. Every time doubt arises, challenge it. Every time fear paralyzes you, question it. Your mind must be your ally, not your enemy. Mastering your mind does not mean eliminating all negative emotions or thoughts, but learning to control them before they control you. Do not try to change the world if you have not yet conquered your mind, because success, discipline, and strength begin from within, and only when you achieve this inner mastery will you be truly unstoppable. 3. Do the right thing even when no one is watching. A person's true character is not measured by what they do in front of others, but by what they do in solitude, when no one is watching, when there are no applause or rewards. Acting correctly only when it is convenient is not integrity, it is convenience. The Stoics believed that virtue should guide every action, regardless of whether the world noticed or not. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that a noble man is satisfied with acting rightly, even if no one sees him, because the true reward of doing the right thing is not external validation, but inner peace. Modern society is obsessed with external validation, likes, comments, recognition. But what happens when no one is watching? Are you still honest? Do you still give your best effort? Do you continue to follow your principles even if no one rewards you for it? If your morality depends on supervision or the fear of being caught, then it is not true morality. It is just an act. Always doing the right thing is what forges character. It is what makes you reliable, disciplined, and respectable, not because others say so, but because you know it yourself. Every action counts. Every small decision shapes who you are. When you choose integrity in every aspect of your life, you build an unshakable self-respect. And when you respect yourself, no weakness can break you, because true strength is not about how much you can lift, but about how much you can endure in the face of any temptation to betray your principles. Do the right thing not out of fear of punishment or the desire to be seen, but because it defines your true worth. 4. Eliminate mental laziness and challenge your beliefs. True weakness does not lie in the body, but in the mind. We live in an era where information is at our fingertips, yet very few take the time to question it. Most people accept what they are told without analyzing, comparing, or thinking critically. And this is where mental laziness is born, one of the greatest limitations of the human being. The Stoics understood that a strong mind is an alert mind, one that does not get swept away by the current of common thought. Epictetus said, "Just because everyone believes it does not mean it is true." If you want to free yourself from your weaknesses, you must challenge every belief you have accepted without question. Ask yourself, why do I think this way? Where do my ideas come from? Are they truly mine, or have I just adopted them without reflection? Mental laziness makes you easily manipulated. If you don't think for yourself, someone else will think for you. The media, social networks, education, culture, everything influences your worldview, but a Stoic mind does not settle for superficial answers. Investigate, analyze, seek the truth. Mental work is just as important as physical work. Just as muscles atrophy if you don't use them, the mind weakens if you don't challenge it. Read, study, discuss. Learn to see things from different perspectives. Don't settle for what you've been taught. Find your own truth. A strong mind is a free mind, and only those who break free from mental laziness can see the world with clarity and make decisions based on wisdom, not ignorance. Challenge your beliefs, think deeply, and watch as the weaknesses that once held you captive crumble. 5. Resistance is not suffering, it's growth. Most people see resistance as punishment, as unnecessary suffering. They complain about how hard life is, about the obstacles they face, about the discomfort of effort. But the Stoics knew something that many ignore. Resistance is not an enemy, it is the fire that forges character. Seneca said, "A tree that grows in a calm, windless plain is weak and fragile, but the one that withstands storms develops strong roots." The same applies to you. If you always seek the easy way, you become weak. If you avoid effort, you will never develop the strength needed to face life with power. Learning to endure effort does not mean resigning yourself to meaningless suffering. It means understanding that every challenge carries an opportunity for growth. When you train your body, your muscles ache, but they grow stronger. When you tackle a difficult problem, your mind strains, but it becomes sharper. When you refuse to give up in the face of adversity, your spirit hardens and becomes an unstoppable force. Modern society sells comfort as the key to happiness, but excessive comfort is the path to mediocrity. If you want to be strong, you must expose yourself to effort, challenge, and discomfort. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you become more resilient. Every time you face pain without running away, you become wiser. Don't avoid challenges, embrace them. Don't see resistance as suffering, but as the test that will take you to the next level. Stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" Growth is never comfortable, but it is always worth it. 6. Don't just know, apply what you've learned. Knowledge alone is not enough. Reading hundreds of books, watching motivational videos, or understanding complex theories won't change your life if you don't apply what you've learned. The difference between those who progress and those who remain stagnant is not what they know, but what they do with what they know. The Stoics did not see philosophy as a mere intellectual exercise, but as a guide to action. Epictetus said, "Do not be satisfied with hearing philosophical principles, put them into practice." It is useless to understand the importance of self-discipline if you don't practice it. It means nothing to know you must control your emotions if you still react impulsively. Knowledge without action is like an unloaded weapon. It may seem powerful, but it is useless in battle. Life is that battle, and only those who apply what they have learned can overcome their weaknesses and unlock their true potential. The key is integrating knowledge into your daily life. If you have learned the importance of temperance, then practice it in every decision, in every impulse. If you know that fear is just a perception, confront it every time it tries to paralyze you. If you understand that resistance forges character, stop avoiding difficulty and embrace it as an opportunity for growth. If you truly want to strengthen yourself, start acting. You don't need more books if you're not applying what you've already learned. You don't need more advice if you're not willing to put it into practice. Think less, do more. Great changes don't happen in the mind, they happen in action. The only way to transform your life is to apply what you know, again and again, until it becomes a part of you. Be silent, stop complaining, and embrace immediate action. Complaining is the trap of the weak. It's easy to blame others, fate, or circumstances. It's easy to complain about what you don't have or what went wrong. But complaining changes nothing, solves no problems, builds nothing, and doesn't make you stronger. It only keeps you trapped in mediocrity. The Stoics understood that complaining is a waste of energy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If something is within your control, act. If it's not, accept it and move on." There is no middle ground, no room for complaints in a mind striving for excellence. Every time you catch yourself complaining, stop and ask, "Am I solving anything with this?" If the answer is no, then you're wasting time. The solution is always in action. Do you have a problem? Face it. Is something bothering you? Change it or adapt. Do you dislike your situation? Work to improve it. Replace complaints with a concrete step toward a solution. No matter how small that step is, what matters is movement. If you wait for the perfect moment, motivation, or approval from others, you will always remain in the same place. Acting, even when you don't feel like it, empowers you, strengthens your growth mindset, and makes you someone who faces life with determination. Constant action creates momentum, and momentum leads to real results. Don't be a slave to your excuses. Don't let complaining become a habit. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who stay behind is simple. Some complain, others take action. Be among those who act. Forge an anti-fragile mindset. Life is not about avoiding blows, but about using them to become stronger. Being fragile means breaking under difficulty. Being resilient means enduring the impact without changing. But being anti-fragile is something entirely different. It means using every obstacle, every failure, and every adversity to grow. Nassim Taleb in his book Anti-Fragile explains that some systems not only survive chaos, but improve because of it. Your mind and character can be the same if you learn to turn every setback into an opportunity. The Stoics already knew this. Epictetus, who was born a slave, said, "Circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him." Every challenge you face is not a punishment. It is a test that shapes you. The difference between those who sink and those who rise stronger is not what happens to them, but how they interpret it. Do you have problems? Use them to develop patience. Have you failed? Learn from it and return wiser. Have you been criticized? Turn those words into motivation to improve. Difficulties are not the enemy. The enemy is how you perceive them. If you see them as punishment, they will weaken you, but if you see them as training, they will make you unstoppable. Every setback is a mental gym where discipline, resilience, and self-mastery are forged. Don't ask how to avoid problems. Ask how to turn them into advantages. Every time life hits you, remember, you are not here to survive. You are here to evolve. It's not enough to withstand the storm. You must learn to navigate through it and come out stronger than when you entered. Take responsibility for your destiny. No one is coming to save you. There is no secret mentor who will reveal the way. There is no perfect moment that will change your life overnight. There are no guarantees that someone else will solve your problems. Only you can take control of your destiny. The weak look for excuses, the strong look for solutions. If you keep blaming others, your past, society, or bad luck, you are sentencing yourself to a life of helplessness. Marcus Aurelius put it clearly. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, and those thoughts must be followed by action. It's easy to expect the world to be fair. It's easy to complain about what you don't have, but none of that changes your reality. What changes your reality is taking control, accepting responsibility, and moving in the right direction without waiting for anyone's permission. This doesn't mean that everything will be under your control, but it does mean that you decide how to react. Did things not go as planned? Learn and adjust your strategy. Do you feel trapped? Find a way to move, even if it's just an inch a day. Do you lack the opportunities you want? Create them. Accepting that no one is coming to save you is not pessimism, it's power. It means understanding that every decision you make, every action you take, is either building or destroying your future. When you take full responsibility for your life, you become invincible because you are no longer waiting for anything from anyone. Today is the best moment to take control. The question is, will you keep waiting for something to change, or will you take responsibility and start forging the destiny you deserve? Detach from the outcome and fall in love with the process. Focusing only on the result makes you a slave to something you cannot fully control. If you measure your success only by the final goal, you will live in constant frustration. True strength is not in reaching the destination, but in continuously moving forward, overcoming obstacles, and appreciating the journey without being desperate for the finish line. The Stoics understood this perfectly. Epictetus reminds us that some things are within our control and others are not. The final result is never completely in your hands. You can train, but you cannot guarantee victory. You can work hard, but you cannot ensure immediate success. But what you can control is your discipline, your commitment, and your mindset. When you cling to the outcome, you suffer if things don't go as expected. If you base your happiness on achieving a specific goal, what happens if you never reach it? You will destroy yourself inside. The solution is to shift your mindset. Learn to love the process, enjoy every step, and become someone who grows with every challenge. Imagine a sculptor obsessed with the finished statue, but hating every strike of the chisel. He would miss the magic of the art. Instead, the one who appreciates every cut, every adjustment, every detail, will find satisfaction even before the work is complete. That is how your life should be. When you fall in love with the process, failure does not defeat you. It becomes part of your learning. You don't work for the reward, but because every day you become someone stronger. The outcome becomes irrelevant because true success is in the person you become by persevering. Don't chase the goal, chase evolution. When you achieve this, you have already won, regardless of the outcome. Final thoughts. You've made it this far, which means you've already taken the first step toward eliminating your weaknesses and unlocking your true potential. But remember, Stoicism is not something you learn in a day. It's a journey, a constant transformation. Now you have 10 powerful lessons in your hands, but the most important thing is not just knowing them, it's applying them, because true strength is not found in what you know, but in what you do with that knowledge. If this video was useful to you, imagine how much more you can learn. Don't stop here. I invite you to watch the next video, where we will continue exploring more tools to forge an unshakable mind. And if you think this message can help someone else, share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. See you in the next video. Keep growing.